Thank you, Mayor Hall. I know that people would like to move on here, but I think that when we have citizens and residents of Bakersfield lined up in the aisles to speak, that we ought to give them another 15 minutes. We've only had 3 15-minute periods, and there's a great deal of public interest, so I would move that we allow another 15 minutes. But I would beg those of you who are lined up to speak, please be as brief as you can and don't repeat what's already been stated. We want to hear you, but we do need to move forward. Thank you.
You have a motion. Please cast your votes for an additional 15-minute comment period.
Motion is unanimously approved. I'll set the clock for another 15 minutes. Prior to doing so, will the next few people please come forward? Gonzalo Santos, Giselle Reese, Edna Molina, Lupe Martinez, Thomas Calderon.
Good evening. Please identify yourself and proceed.
Gonzalo Santos, resident of Bakersfield. I come from my mother. And this is a highly abridged version of a large packet of charts that I'm sharing with you. The image of the city of Bakersfield promotes of its that the city of Bakersfield promotes of itself in its official website is of a city that still manages to maintain an atmosphere of small town hospitality, friendship, cooperation, compassion, and optimism. But from the Latino perspective, the resolutions proposed by Councilman David Couch do not match those lofty words, but rather contradict them. The 2006 figures for the percentage of U.S., California, Bakersfield population, for instance, he claims English is the common language of Bakersfield, the U.S., and California. It turns out 18%, 42%, and 34% respectively speak other than English language at home and presumably in lots of other places. The United States, I need to inform you, is the third largest Spanish-speaking country in the world, only behind Mexico and Colombia. And any schoolboy knows that Spanish is not a foreign language in the United States Southwest. It precedes the arrival of English by 3 centuries. And since colonial times has never ceased to be a living language vital to the area's social life and cultural evolution. Councilman Couch also wishes this honorable council to wade into one of the most intractable issues of our time, the immense challenges of immigration in this era of accelerated globalization. He believes the best way to do it is by declaring that Bakersfield will not join the other 27 cities in California that have declared themselves sanctuary cities. But the main reason that those cities have taken such dramatic steps is that the current immigration system is broken. Its federal laws and procedures are increasingly inhuman, and for the local economy such as ours, and even our own law enforcement agencies, as has been testified today, burdensome and counterproductive. Sanctuary cities are saying to the federal government, fix it, but do not blame the victims. Fix it, upholding the best values and traditions of this immigrant nation and not pandering to the current nativist hysteria. The Council is free to discuss any resolutions, but in fact, when you choose to discuss issues that are near to the heart of the Latino community, we must respond, especially when they're imbued with the spirit of ethnic intolerance and xenophobia. First of all, and briefly, 3 things that haven't been touched. We need to hold up a mirror to you, Honorable Council, and point out politely that in the 109 years that this city has functioned as an incorporated city, there has never been a single Latino city councilman or mayor or sheriff or any other of the important positions, with rare exceptions. This city remains probably the most gerrymandered, unrepresentative city as far as Latinos are concerned. 2, we must respectfully inform this honorable council that Latinos are poised to become the majority of this council by 2015. And by the year 2040, and I know
Sir, I
we're
have
short,
to ask you to quickly bring your council to a close, your statement to a close.
I need to remind that because we will be the majority, we are inviting you to join us instead of fear us and create a more harmonious community in terms of the lofty words that you use. We need you to come forth and join your own majority.
Madam Clerk, please call the next public speaker.
Giselle Ruiz.
My name is Giselle Reese, and I'm a resident of Bakersfield for about, I believe, 8 years. Real quick, just want to touch a little bit of this topic. A lot of people say that we should be incriminated, or the immigrants should be incriminated for coming to this country. I mean, as the way I see it, they come to help the economy and help the community out, you know, by working, and like everybody said, they are hard workers. So the fact that we obviously people have a problem with us coming and helping the community and letting you guys letting the community come up, I mean, I believe is unfair. Just like we help the community to come up, I think you guys should help us come up as well.
Thank you very much. Please call the next public speaker.
Edna Molina.
Good evening. Please identify yourself and proceed.
Hello, I am Dr. Edna Molina, and I am a sociologist by training at CSUB. I would urge the City Council...
Please pull the microphone closer to you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I would urge the City Council to strongly oppose Councilman Couch's proposal, as it is in its symbolism. It is divisive, punitive, and it retaliates against people whose labor power energizes the economy of Bakersfield. It's a time to speak plainly. Let's dispense with the false rhetoric that would make the heated debate on U.S. immigration solely about the illegal versus legal issue, when at its core, this is a calculated attack against the growing size of the Latino population and that of people of color in this country. At the local level, anti-immigration policies are most explosive. They empower the racist among us to engage in hate crimes and ethnic antagonism against communities of color. I don't think this council wishes to be responsible for inciting greater ethnic and racial conflict in our fair city of Bakersfield. Instead, we should work to unite all people for the good of the city. And that is it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, please call the next public speaker.
Lupe Martinez. Council members, Mayor and Council, we have 19 more cards. We have 8 more minutes. Even if they only speak 1 minute, we won't be able to get through all 19 people.
Good evening. Please identify yourself and proceed, and try to make your statement quickly so that others may speak.
I will be very quickly. My name is Lupe Martinez, and I certainly urge the council to refuse and to vote against this resolution, since it's really beyond divisive. It's more than petty political maneuvering, which is very dangerous for this community. And at the same time, to urge you that you refuse this resolution and not make a headline 2 years from now or next year, as this headline came out today in the New York Times: "Town rethinks law against illegal immigrants." Let's hope that we don't see that here, saying Bakersfield instead. Thank you.
Madam Clerk, please call the next public speaker.
Thomas Calderon. Mr. Calderon.
Next speaker, please.
Inez Vega. Ms. Vega.
Hey, my name is Ana Vega, and I was born in Mexico, and I recently became a citizen like last summer. What I would like to say is that I'm learning a third language, and it's ASL, American Sign Language. So not only is it different, it's actually for those that are deaf. And the good thing about languages is that you could have a better understanding of other people that are different to your culture, and because of that, you could actually understand more. So instead of making just one language, I encourage for multilingual and multicultural. That's what we should promote, not just one language. Thank you.